When the news first broke, nobody believed it. Cameras flashing, security guards rushing, and a crowd outside the courthouse screaming her name. TinyHarris was once again at the center of chaos. But this time it wasn't about fame, fashion, or music. It was about rage. Real, raw, uncontrollable rage that spilled out right in front of the judge, right in front of her family, and right in front of the world. What started as a normal hearing turned into something so explosive, even the court reporters said they'd never seen anything like it. People say heartbreak changes you. But betrayal? That's the kind of pain that makes you see red. And that's exactly what Tiny saw that morning. Red. She'd walked into court calm, collected, wearing that signature confident smile, but deep down she was holding in something dangerous. Something that had been building for months, maybe even years. And when the right button got pushed, she snapped. Witnesses say it started when Shekinah's family walked in, quiet, nervous, but clearly there to make a point. The tension was thick enough to choke on. Everyone knew Tiny and Shekinah had a messy history, but nobody expected it to explode like this. For years, they'd been like sisters, laughing, traveling, even crying together. But when the money, the fame, and the secrets got mixed in, their friendship fell apart in the ugliest way possible. Rumors had been circling that Shekinah's family had evidence, something that could turn the whole case upside down. Tiny heard about it. Everyone did. And as soon as they entered that courtroom, she couldn't stop staring. She tried to keep her composure, but you could see her jaw clench, her eyes harden. It was like she wasn't even in court anymore. She was back in every moment Shekinah had betrayed her. Every phone call where things got ugly. Every rumor that turned friends into enemies. The judge started speaking, but Tiny wasn't listening. Her breathing changed. Her hands were shaking. And when Shekinah's cousin whispered something loud enough for Tiny to hear, that was it. She stood up, slammed her hand on the table, and shouted across the room, "You think you can play with my life like this? You think this is funny?" The whole courtroom froze. Gasps echoed through the crowd. The judge yelled for order, but Tiny wasn't backing down. She took a step forward, her voice trembling but fierce. "Y'all want to lie on me? You want to talk about loyalty? Tell him the truth. Tell him what you did." Security started moving closer, but Tiny's anger wasn't something anyone could stop that easily. The air in the room felt electric, like everyone was holding their breath, waiting for what would happen next. And then, in a moment nobody saw coming, Tiny lunged. She didn't care that cameras were rolling or that people were screaming for her to stop. She just saw faces. Faces that had lied about her, embarrassed her, turned her pain into gossip. And she lost control. Security rushed in instantly, grabbing her by the arms, trying to pull her back. Papers went flying, people were yelling, and the judge pounded the gavel so hard it echoed like thunder. But it was too late. The damage was done. Tiny's anger was out in the open, and the world was watching. Within minutes, social media exploded. Videos were everywhere, shaky phone clips showing Tiny screaming, crying, struggling against the guards. Fans were divided. Some said she had every right to snap after everything she'd been through. Others said she crossed a line she could never come back from. But no one could deny one thing. Tiny wasn't the same woman she used to be. Behind the fame and the money, she'd been breaking for a long time. Between the lawsuits, the cheating rumors, and the never-ending family drama, she'd been holding it together with sheer willpower. But that courtroom scene, that was her breaking point. Later that day, insiders said Tiny was taken out of court in handcuffs. Her face was streaked with tears, and she kept repeating one sentence. "They set me up." Those words spread like wildfire online. People started questioning what really happened. Was she framed? Did Shekinah's family provoke her on purpose? Or was Tiny simply losing control after years of pent-up pain and betrayal? Some close friends claimed Tiny had warned people this would happen. She'd told a few confidants that Shekinah's family was playing dirty, leaking private recordings, and twisting old situations to make her look bad. They said she'd been trying to keep her cool for weeks, but when that evidence surfaced in court, the so-called proof that could ruin her, it broke her spirit. And that's when things took an even darker turn. Because right after the fight, new footage started circulating online. It showed a heated exchange between Tiny and one of Shekinah's relatives days before the hearing. In the clip, Tiny could be heard saying, "You don't know what I've sacrificed. You don't know what I've lost. Y'all keep poking me, you'll regret it." The internet went wild. Some fans thought the clip made her look guilty, like she was threatening them. But others said it proved how much pain she was in, that she'd been pushed beyond her limit. Either way, the public opinion started shifting fast. What was supposed to be a legal matter had now turned into a full-blown media storm. And while everyone was debating online, Tiny's family was in shock. T.I. reportedly rushed to the courthouse as soon as he heard what happened. Insiders say he was heartbroken, pacing back and forth asking how things got this bad. He's always been protective of Tiny, even through their ups and downs, but seeing her like that, it broke something in him. One witness said he looked lost, like a man who just realized his family was falling apart right in front of him. Meanwhile, Shekinah's family filed a complaint, claiming they were assaulted and traumatized by the incident. They pushed for charges, saying Tiny should be held accountable for violence in a court of law. That phrase alone became a headline. News outlets started replaying the footage over and over, dissecting every word, every expression, every movement. Tiny's legal team quickly went into damage control. They released a short statement saying Tiny was deeply emotional and reacted to false provocation. But by then, it was too late. The image of her being escorted out of the courtroom in tears had already burned itself into the public's mind. And the worst part? Shekinah herself broke her silence days later. She went live on Instagram, sitting in her living room, eyes red but steady. "I didn't want it to come to this," she said softly. But the truth always finds its way out. She didn't mention Tiny by name, but everyone knew who she was talking about. She went on to say that she had nothing to hide, and that the only reason her family brought evidence to court was to protect themselves from lies. But then she said something that sent chills through everyone watching. "You can't keep pretending forever. People see who you really are when the cameras aren't rolling." The internet exploded again. Fans began choosing sides, Team Tiny or Team Shekinah. Friend groups split, industry insiders started gossiping, and even old friends came out of hiding to drop their opinions. Some claimed this feud was deeper than anyone knew, that there were secrets going back years that both women had sworn to keep. And then came the bombshell. A source close to Tiny revealed that she believed Shekinah's family had edited that supposed evidence before bringing it to court, making it look worse than it really was. If that's true, it means Tiny might have been reacting to a complete setup. But proving it would be almost impossible now that her outburst had gone viral. By now, the damage hit deep. Tiny vanished. No calls, no socials. T.I. was spotted outside her place, looking drained, silent to the press, trying to hold her together. Rumors spread fast. Missing money, old friendships twisted into blackmail, private videos leaked for pay. This wasn't just a fight, it was about power, control, revenge. Then came silence. No word from Tiny's camp. Shekinah went dark. Even T.I. stayed quiet. Everyone waited. Suddenly, leaked courthouse footage blew up. Tiny, broken, whispering to herself, tears in her eyes. When Shekinah's cousin whispered something, her face snapped, triggered, and everything exploded. People saw her differently now. Not crazy, just done. Done with the disrespect, the blame, and the secrets she never asked to keep. As of now, Tiny's facing possible charges for her courtroom outburst, but insiders say she's focusing on her mental health and her family first. She's reportedly told friends she's done fighting battles that don't feed her peace. Still, the damage this moment caused to her reputation and her friendship circle might take years to repair. The saddest part? Tiny and Shekinah were once inseparable. They had inside jokes, matching trips, sisterhood bonds that everyone admired. To see it fall apart so violently has left fans heartbroken, because it's not just drama. It's a reminder that even the strongest friendships can crumble when lies and betrayal get in the way. And as the dust settles, one question remains. Was Tiny really the villain everyone painted her to be that day? Or was she just another woman pushed too far by people who knew exactly which wounds to reopen? Only time and the next hearings will tell.